everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a while. I got a new video though. I was thinking about this topic for a while and I was like, you know what? I haven't done a video about music in a while, so yeah, why not? So, I have a growing physical CD collection and I'd figured I'd spend a little while and, show you guys what it is so far. Probably gonna just divide this up into a few videos because I have quite a few CDs and everything. But a lot of people don't collect physical CDs anymore or games, and I'm one of the people that does. So for everyone else out there that does, this one's for you. Let's start with the first one of this stack, Midnight Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest. Considered a classic, I believe this is their third album, right? Released in 1993. Some of my favorite tracks on here are Award Tour, Electronic Relaxation, Oh My God, and Lyrics to Go. Electronic Relaxation being my favorite A Tribe Called Quest song of all time. Easily. See, this is the one that had all the people on it, like all the other hip hop artists and everything on the front and back. It's pretty cool. Cover artwork. Um, Next up, we have Blueprint by Jay-Z, his fourth album, I believe, released in '01. This has a classic or two. It has Takeover, the infamous diss towards Prodigy of Mobb Deep and Nas. Renegade featuring Eminem, which, if we would have came up with the word, like, you got renegaded on your own song, because everyone says, like, Eminem, did a lot better. I don't agree. I prefer Jay-Z's verses, of course, but, that's just me. So, and also has one of my favorite Jay-Z songs of all time, Jigga That Nigga. And, it has, like, this is, people consider this a classic, pretty much. It has, H to the Izzo, um, Hola, Hola, Jovito, things like that. All I Need is a pretty good one. Next up, we have Death Certificate by Ice Cube, his second full-length album, released in 1991, which has the infamous track No Vaseline, which was a diss towards his former group, NWA. My favorite songs on here was, The Wrong Nigga to F With, Giving Up the Nappy Dugout, pretty funny. A Bird in the Hand, one of my favorite Ice Cube songs. No Vaseline, and Horny Little Devil. Now, this is a hard album to recommend to a lot of people because he was full blown, just really fed up with, prejudice, the racism, the system, and everything. It wasn't very friendly to, like, white people, just to be quite blunt. Um, songs on here like I Want to Kill Sam, Black Korea, Colorblind, things like that. It also touches on other topics like STDs with the track Look Who's Burning, you know, and, violence in the hood, like, man's best friend. He's talking about guns and how everybody's carrying one and so on and so forth. Very um, aware of his surroundings, I suppose you could say. Another favorite album of mine, this one was released in 2016. Um, Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying by Kid Cudi. It's divided into 5 acts. Whole album's pretty good. There was a very few tracks I would actually take off. It's kind of long though. It's an hour and a half. 19 tracks. I would take off like 3 or 4, make it closer to like an hour, and I would listen to that a lot more. My favorite tracks though are, Swim in the Light, By Design, All In, Illusions, um, Distant Fantasies, Wounds, Mature Nature. Mature Nature being one of my favorite Kid Cudi songs of all time. Now I freaking love it. Very relatable. Here we have Prime by Prime, the self-titled duo of DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9" from Slaughterhouse, or you might know him from his earlier works, solo. My favorite track is Underground Kings featuring Schoolboy Q and Killer Mike. It is a great track, easily my favorite. There's also a track here that sound good with Ab-Soul and Mac Miller. Ab-Soul is another one of my favorite artists. That's pretty cool. Here we have Ludacris, Theater of the Mind. My favorite track on here is I Do It for Hip Hop, featuring Nas and Jay-Z. I believe this is one of the first tracks they did together after the beef, so that's pretty cool. And it has a song called One More Drink featuring T-Pain, which is another one of my favorite songs on there. Drogo Flight, released February 2017 by one of my favorite artists ever, Louis Fiasco. This was the first album of his 3 albums supposedly he's going to release this year. Looking forward to all of them. My favorite tracks on here were Promise, City of the Year, It's Not Design, Law, and NGL, which is Niggas Gonna Lose. I would take off tracks here like Pick Up the Phone and Wild Child and More Than My Heart. Not really just feeling them, really, you know. Kill was also pretty good, featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Victoria Monet. I like his songs with Ty Dolla $ign, they're all pretty good. Here we have a classic, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. The debut album of Slick Rick, 1988. You know, solidified his well, started his classic storytelling, I suppose you can say, but also solidified him as one of the best storytelling artists, I believe. It has songs on here like Children's Story and Hey Young World and Teenage Love. You know, classic album. Those are my favorite songs on it. There's also, now we have YG, Still Brazy. This album is his sophomore album, released 2016. This is the deluxe edition, so it has like the tracks like Blacks and Browns and Police Get Away with Murder. My favorite tracks on it, however, were Twist My Fingers, Why You Always Hating featuring Drake and Kamaya, She Wish You Was featuring Joe Moses and J305, and Still Brazy, the title track. You know, good album. It also has FDT, which is, you know, F Donald Trump, which was released months before he was elected president, so it was pretty interesting, you know. Lab Cab in California. I don't know what's up with that title, but this is a pretty good West Coast album released in 1995. The second album by Pharcyde. It has songs on here like Runnin' and Drop, which are my favorite songs by him. There's also some other songs in here like Something That Means Something. That's pretty cool, you know, and Devil Music, and the self-titled track Pharcyde. Here we have The Ghetto Boys, Uncut Dope, which was like I believe a best of album from them. It has songs like Do It Like a Geo, Assassins, Mind of a Lunatic, My Mind Playing Tricks. The Unseen, which is a very controversial track. It's about abortions, which, you know, was still a pretty hot topic, I suppose you can say. But at 1992, I don't know many other hip hop songs that really touched that topic, so that was pretty interesting. And it has Damn If It Was Gonna Be a Gangsta, which is one of their most well-known songs. Nas, God's Son. This is his 6th album, released in 2002. It has songs like Get Down, The Cross, Made You Look, Last Real Nigga Alive, Zone Out, Book of Rhymes. Some good songs there, really. My favorite Nas song of all time, one of them is easily Last Real Nigga Alive. It's a great storytelling. You know, like for 5 minutes, he just talking about the whole story of how the issue with him and Biggie started, the issue with him and Jay-Z, other artists, everything really good. This is the first album that was released after his mother died, so he had some pretty personal songs on there relating to her. You know, towards the end, there's songs like Dance and Heaven, you know, things like that. Pretty, you know, it's pretty rough of a listen to if you can relate to it, you know. But good album, probably in my top 3 Nas albums, rather. Here we have Nas again, but Stillmatic, which is the album released in 2001, so, you know, right before God's Son. I believe this one is also in my top 3 or top 4. It has songs like Destroy and Rebuild, which is one of my favorites, Ether, another one of my favorites, and it was the response to Take Over by Jay-Z. Got Yourself a Gun, Rewind. Rewind is cool. He's like telling the story in reverse and everything. It's nice. The title track, Stillmatic, and Every Ghetto, the bonus track on here. One Mic, of course, one of my favorite Nas songs. Common, Finding Forever. This was released in like 2007. I believe it's like his fifth or sixth album. It has like two of my favorite songs by him, Driving Me Wild featuring Lily Allen and The People. Definitely good songs. There's some other ones here like I Want You and Southside featuring Kanye West, and the title track, of course, Forever Begins. Here we have Nas again. Nas, Illmatic. This is the debut studio album of Nas, 1994. I was a toddler when this one came out. I honestly didn't hear it till years later. 10 tracks. The first one just being like an intro, like a minute, something long. But the other 9 songs, pretty good. People would say there's no bad song on there. The classic, every song is great. Like some of those songs are in everybody's top 10. This is considered Nas' best album, his first album, classic, one of the best hip hop albums ever. Just critical acclaim. He built a crazy fan base from this. My favorite tracks on here are It Ain't Hard to Tell, Life's a Bitch featuring AZ, and Halftime. But you ask someone, everyone have like a different favorite song. Overall, I'm not gonna say it's like crazy the best album ever and the best hip hop album, but I do recognize that at the time this was definitely a lyrical, very, very, very up there. Storytelling, everything, pretty good. It had some of the best producers, or who would become to be known as like some of the best producers in the hip hop game, like DJ Premier, Large Professor, Pete Rock, guys of that stature. Just gonna go through a few more right now, real quick, but probably gonna have to finish this in another video. Here we have The Game, 1992. This is his album released in 2016 during his beef with Meek Mill. It has songs on here like Bompton, The Juice, I Grew Up on Wu-Tang. My favorite tracks on it are However Do You Want It, What Your Life Like, True Colors / It's On, things like that. On the back you see the Crip and the Blood, and on the front is like he's being torn between the two or whatever. He really speaks of the year 1992 and that time period in general like pretty well. Some storytelling here, pretty good. It also has the 92 bars, which was a diss to Meek Mill. Here we go. Absol, Do What Thou Wilt. His 4th studio album, released in 2016. One of my favorite albums of the year. Probably my favorite hip hop album of the year, besides Still Brazy and Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying, even though it's hard to qualify that as a hip hop per se. Here we have songs like, there's not really too many bad songs. Once again, maybe 2 or 3 songs I would take off, but it's all good. My favorite tracks are Braille, Threatening Nature, which he says was influenced by Raz Kass's Nature of the Threat, which is another great hip hop song I like. Womanogamy are pretty cool. Invocation, Wifey vs. Wi-Fi, Beat the Case featuring Schoolboy Q / Straight Crooked. Drugs, it's a great song right there. Evil Genius featuring Teacher Moses and Javante. Lonely Soul featuring Punch. That's my personal favorite song and one of my favorite Absol songs of all time. And I think it's a great album. I don't even know when people say don't like it. I'm just like, how? I don't know. So one more real quick. We have DJ Quick, the best of DJ Quick, which is a best of album. The finale. Don't know why it's called that, but hey, it has songs like, some of it's like classic songs from like the late 80s or the 90s and whatnot. It has songs like Sweet Black Pussy, Tonight, Born and Raised in Compton, Loped Out Hood, Safe and Sound, Dollars and Cents, which was his diss to MC8 and probably my favorite song of his, or one of them. So Many Ways, Hand in Hand, Down, 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 Pitching in a Party, Do I Love Her, and all that stuff. It's a pretty good compilation album, or best of, however you want to say it. But yeah, I got plenty more albums to go. That was probably like a quarter of them, but I don't want to make it too long. So for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay tuned next time where I'll be going through some more of them. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, like part 2, 3, and 4. See what I have in store, because there's always more. But anyways, if you liked the video, click the like button below. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And that's all for now.